My young art students, welcome to the first day in class and your first step at becoming a great artist. Now, I will show you everything the other art teachers never showed you or your parents never showed you because they really didn't know. But I will show you and have you drawing right after the video is over. So, if you are ready to seriously learn how to draw and start kicking out some incredible art, come with me to the almighty drawing table and let's get this lesson started. Welcome to class. I am the art teacher. All right, and welcome to the all-powerful drawing table, all-powerful junkie drawing table, where ideas come true in the form of drawings. So what I have here is some notebook paper, just some plain old notebook paper. And you might say, why does he have notebook paper? He should have a drawing pad. And I say, nope, you don't need an expensive drawing pad or sketch pad to start drawing. In fact, I prefer you start on notebook paper. And the reason you start on notebook paper is so that you can throw it away. If you have your big, expensive, good paper and you draw something, you make a mistake, that just frustrates you more because it's like, oh, it's my paper. I can't mess up. So when you draw on something you don't care about, you throw it away. So before we get started, let's talk about rule number one in drawing. Rule number one in drawing, and this is the biggest rule, always have fun. No matter what you do, what you draw, have fun doing it. If you're not having fun, then it's not fun to do. All right, so now let me show you some of my drawings before I get started. And this is where I want to get you guys to be able to do this stuff and then even more. So these are some drawings, whichever way they are, from a book that I've done. I'll just show you a couple drawings. Just show you a couple drawings from one of my children's books. Get it right, get it right. This is the first day of class. All right, so these are just some drawings that I did from my children's book that I will show you how to draw as well. Maybe not these, but I will show you how to draw and you can come up with your own creations. So, yeah, so I'm just showing you a few. You don't want to eat up all of your time. And then if you decide to draw a book, which I highly recommend you do, take your talent, use your talent to show the world. This is what the book looks like. Let me just show you a couple pages. Now, I know I need to zoom in, but I'm just showing you some of the drawings from the book. It's not out in stores yet because I still have some things to fix on it because it didn't come out right. But same drawings, same pictures. All right, so now that I've got you all excited and ready to draw, let's draw. Now, the first thing you might say is, oh, that's going to be hard to draw. That's hard to draw. I can't draw. Okay, second rule of drawing is never say you can't do it. So let me zoom in so you can get a better look at what I'm doing first. All right, where were we? Now, two things. This is a regular pencil. This is the pencil you use in school. This is like an H2. There's always a number here on the end. It'll say H, usually H2, meaning a hard lead. This is the lead. This black part, this is the lead. And then there are soft leads, which are darker. So you remember the S stands for, the B is B stands for soft, and the H stands for hard. Now in drawing, you have different ones. You have like a H4, H2, H6. And what that really means is that your drawing will come out lighter than if you use your regular school pencil. And I'm trying to see if I have a nice little school pencil somewhere here. I don't think I have. I think this is closest to I have, but this is an HB. So anyway, let me show you what I'm saying. See how dark that line is compared to, let's say, H2 right here. You see the difference between that? So if I try to erase this, it will erase quite well. If I try to erase this, you'll still see some of that line. So if you're going to draw seriously, you want to get a set of H pencils, H2, H4, I don't know, I think it goes to H6. And one of the things about my camera is angry. I'm gonna call it angry camera because it does not like to focus sometimes. So you may see that throughout the video. So you want to invest in some drawing pencils when you start to seriously start drawing. Until then, it's fine. But now, rule number, was it number 3 now? Don't bear down. Don't try to draw so hard. Let me remove this one, but I need that sheet. Don't try to draw so hard that your line is just super black. And then when you try to erase, you can't erase. Your line is still there. So always be really light with your pencil. Hold it light. Don't try to bear down on it. Okay? So these are the rules. These are the first steps that you have to do when starting to draw. Now, let's get into the actual drawing. I'm going to flip this over because, as I say, these papers, you want to start out on something that you don't care about, that you can throw it away and have fun. So, for those of you who say, I cannot draw, and then another thing, this is my squeaky chair. You know, what would a classroom be without a squeaky chair? So, if you can do this, then you can draw. And I tell everybody this, if you can do this, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I'm not going to do all of them, but for most of us, we can do that. Now, if you live in China or Japan, your letters are different, but you still have the same shapes that make up letters. And that's all drawing are just shapes. Now, some of you may know this, some of you may not, but let me draw a couple shapes real quick. There are 3 main shapes that you will draw over and over and over again. And once you learn how to draw these 3 shapes, then you will be on your way to drawing any and everything. These are the 3 shapes: square, triangle, and circle. That's it. You can stop and look around your room right now and you can start pointing out these shapes. Now, it's kind of hard to find triangles because we take the shapes and we chop them up to make other shapes from them. For instance, let's say the circle right here. The circle will turn into an oval. An oval is just like that. So by using this and this, you can draw. So look at this. This is a 0. Your 0 is more oval and the letter O is more round. Nobody told you that in school, did they? So you've been doing this or trying so hard to do this to get it right when you've been writing it and doing it all this time. So now the circle can turn into an oval, or the circle can turn into a cylinder. Now, what is a cylinder? Now I'm looking for my props. This is a cylinder. This is a paper towel roll. This is a roll from a paper towel. Come on, angry camera, get right. Sometimes I have to put this yellow piece of paper there so that my angry camera will focus on something other than just the white paper. So again, this is a cylinder. If you look at the top of the cylinder, what is this? This is a circle. There you go, you found a circle. Now when you take a circle and you put 2 lines on the side, it becomes a cylinder. So if you have a spray can, a glass, what else? It becomes cylinders. I'm trying to think of what else. Spray can and glass, pill bottles, things like that. These are just all cylinders, and these are just circles with lines that go down it. Now, the one thing about this is, well, let's just do this first. So you just take one line down one side, line down the other side, and you make the bottom just as round as the bottom of that. So like this, you have a cylinder. Now, let me do this again, and we'll get to the other shapes. Here's a circle, one line down, one line down. You cannot make it flat like that. You see the difference between this and this? You have to make it round. You have to follow the roundness of this. And don't say, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that, it's too hard, because I'm sure when you started to ride a bike, or when you learn how to swim, or if you learn how to cook, all of these things that you said that were too hard is now easy. And this is the same thing. Drawing is so easy. When you started making your letters, you probably made your letters crooked, But after a while of doing it over and over again, you learn how to write. And all that is called muscle memory. The muscles in my arm memorize the way A or B or C is shaped. So I can do that over and over and over. I can close my eyes, I can spin around in a circle and sit down, and then I can draw the letter A, because the muscles in my hand memorize how to do an A. And that's the same thing when you learn to draw. The more you draw it, the more your muscles will memorize how to do it. So looking at this letters, maybe you say, oh, I make my squares crooked, or I make my triangles crooked, and definitely make my circles crooked. Don't worry about the circle not being so perfect, because no one can make a perfect circle. That is why they have these. Let me show you this real quick. They make these little templates for professionals to do. Did you hear that? Professionals. Even a professional cannot make a perfect circle. So they make these things here for you to make perfect circles, because you cannot draw. Professionals that have been drawing for years and years cannot make a circle. So don't be mad at yourself because you cannot make a perfect circle. Just do the best you can and have fun. Now, let's look at this triangle. Let's say if you have trouble drawing a triangle, but then we come up here to this letter A. What is that? That is a triangle. That is a triangle. Simple. It is just a letter A minus that middle piece. Now, these are the very first steps to drawing. And once you get these down, then you'll be able to draw anything you see. I guarantee anything. Your dog, your mom, your dad, your room, your backyard, anything, because everything is a shape. Now, let's see this square. Some people have trouble drawing squares. And this is one reason why you should start out with notebook paper. Don't try to get, your copy paper first. Start out with your notebook paper, because you always have your lines. And this stuff is going to be thrown away, because we don't want to stress ourselves over doing this. So let's say you want to make this square here. So let's look at this E. Look at this E. You're halfway there. Halfway there. All it takes is just a line like that. Remove the center line, and boom. What do you have? A square. So think about drawing an E. Every time you want to draw a square, think about drawing an E. Top and bottom. Forget the center. You do the top and the bottom. And if you want a long one like this, just bring that line out a little longer. But we'll get into that one in a second. So we have this E here, the letter E. Just in case you're stressing, let's put the center line in there too. Here's my E, my capital E. Draw a straight line down like that. Remove this. There you go. Let's do the cousin for the box. How about this letter here? What letter is that? That's a capital H. Put a bottom line, put a top line, remove the center line. You have your square. Now, that's more of a rectangle. So you say, art teacher, what is a rectangle? A rectangle is just a square that's been pulled and stretched. Come on, angry camera, do right. He gets angry sometimes and just doesn't want to focus. All right, so same thing. Let's do a rectangle. Let's draw E. And then let's just drag this all the way out. Let's just drag the top and the bottom all the way out. And then this line right here, remove this. And that is a rectangle. Now, let me show you something about the rectangle that she probably didn't know about. Let's go upside down with the rectangle. Let's stand the rectangle up. Let's just say I'm going to do an H. This is going to be a long, long H, right? So, bottom, top, remove the center. Now I have a rectangle standing up. Now, if I take this circle here at the top, and I just do like this oval, this letter, the 0. If I take the 0, and if it's hard, just turn your paper, and I'll do like a 0, like that. I now have my cylinder. Now remember what I said, you can't have this one flat. You have this one round too, like that. So the cylinder is just or you can take the rectangle and turn it into a quick cylinder. And that's just drawing that H and then putting the letter 0 on top. Turn your paper to the side. It doesn't make a difference how fat you want it. So if you do a 0 here and a 0 there, and then you start doing your letter H without this, and you remove the inside, you have your cylinder. Now that's the same thing as a glass. So let's draw a glass real quick. A glass is more of the letter V. Okay, there's your V. Wide up here, and then just do like this. There's your glass or paper cup, whichever you drank out of, like that. Or you can bring it down straight more. And you see how easy it is to draw these things? You don't want it flat. It's got to be round, just like that. And then even if I put water inside of the paper cup, or let's say I put a straw in the paper cup. A straw is what shape? Cylinder or rectangle, skinny rectangle. There it is. Let's say it's some Coke and it has little bubbles. Bubbles, it's got the bubbles in the soda. And then maybe some of it spilled out on the ground. And it's running on the ground. And see, this is where you start to have fun by drawing. By using the simple shapes, you create and you start to have fun with it. So what did we do? We did we took the square, turned it into a rectangle. We did the circle, turned it into this. Now the triangle is basically what we just did here. Turn this triangle over and we have the letter V. See, as I say, they don't show you this stuff in school. It's the letter V, bottom triangle, just like that. So as we just did, if I take this and I cut that off right there and erase this, remember, don't bear down on the pencil. You have a cup. Well, your cup might not be like this, but let's just say, let's spread it out just a little bit more. Let's make it a little bit wider, and I'll show you something else. You have this, bring it down to that triangle. Take your line down here, your cylinder or your thin rectangle, and then make a thin upside down triangle, and you have a wine glass. Yeah, put some wine in here. Yeah. So that's, what is it? The olive, the martini. You see in the movies where they have the olive and the martini. So an olive is what? It's round. It's just that round fruit, and with the toothpick, and the toothpick is just the same as the straw. It's just really skinny and stick in there. So there you go. Again, we're having fun drawing. So let's go. So we covered the square, the triangle. As I say, the triangle, usually there's never really too much of the whole triangle. They'll chop it off. They'll start chopping off, and as they do with every other shape to create something. So if I had the square and I did this, 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 and this, and erase it and put a big S-T-O-P in there, now you have a what? A stop sign, just because you chopped off the four corners. So now you have, I think this is what is this? The pentagon or octagon? One of the two. I should know this. I'm the teacher. You take this shape here. We take the rectangle, put it all the way down, narrow like this. And then you have a stop sign. Is there something, I don't know, it's been a minute. I think the stop sign's just big. I don't think they have any design around the sides. It's just a big old S-T-O-P, and it's red. Okay, so let us continue. So these are the three basic shapes that you will always, always, always use. As I say, if you look around, you will see these basic shapes. Now, what they will do, as I say, they will chop it up, or when building or creating, we've taken these three shapes and we've chopped it up and rounded it off and added more shapes to it to create something. So if I take this oval right here, and I'm just looking around on my table here, and I do this here, I put a circle right here, and I put a little rectangle right there, and I'll do this better. In fact, I'm going to switch pencils, and you can see the difference between the dark and the light. Makes it easier. You see how light that is? If I take this oval right here, and I take this, I do just a line, as I said. No, where is this? Down here. Forgot where I was drawing. And I put a circle right here, then I have this thing right here, my mouse. This is a mouse. If you pick that up, you see that basically. All they did with this one, difference between this and this drawing is they made the sides more flatter. So if you just took that and you took the flatness off the sides, you just drew a computer mouse. Now they have different type mouses, but since I had this here, I just decided to use that. And this is a, what shape is that? But this is my, what is this? External memory for my computer, square. Even the plug that you pull out.
So squid. I recommend squid stuffed squid from Food Network.
Computer, stop. That's actually Alexa. That likes to chime in sometime. So look at this. This is the same thing. Let's switch papers. Let's switch papers now. This is the same thing. We have this square or this rectangle right here. We have this little rectangle on top right here. This little cylinder here, but it's only a cylinder when you see the roundness of the inside. So we have this. It would be another rectangle or square. And then this cord that comes around like this. And see how easy that is to draw this plug? Now, if you really look, there's some detail. Where's my camera? There's my camera. There's some detail in it, which the camera's not going to really show. But like in the front, the top, there's some lines here. There's some detail here. If you want to get really crazy detailed like this. And this is how you draw things. It's just like by looking at the shape of it, then you draw the shape. Once you master the shapes of something, then you'll be able to draw anything. Now, let me use my favorite little example in a second, as soon as I clear this table all the way out and get all this junk out the way. This is why I call this the all-powerful junky drawing table, because it does get junky because I have so much stuff on it. Before I do that, let's do this. Let's take a pair of these glasses, okay? These glasses are, what shape could this be? 2 rectangles. So, yes, they are rounded, but we'll do this. Let's say, here's my rectangle first. And that's another thing. Don't look at something with all the detail. Don't look at the detail first. Look at the basic shape first. Then you try to draw it. So this, and then this in the middle. Right? So now I'll just round these edges off, round it 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 off. And then I have glasses. Now if I want to put the little stems, I think is what you call that, the stems behind it, it's just 2 lines. You know, think about drawing 2 L's. Here's an L, small, here's a capital L, here's a capital L, but small L, like that. That's all that is. You just put those 2 L's closer together if you want to make your anything thin like this. So where is my ink pen? And I do use ink and I do use colors, but I just haven't used it yet. So we have this. I should use a thicker ink pen. And this, and we'll get into ink pens and so forth later, but first you have to know your basic shapes. And a lot of my pens are dying. You know your basic shapes. Then you can put your eyes and your nose and everything else in there. As I said, my table gets junky after a while. So here's my eye. Here's my nose. Here's my mouth. He's happy because he's got his brand new pair of glasses on so he can actually see now. He can view the world from different perspective. Then you get this, you know, the invisible head. Okay, so eyebrows up here, chin down here, bottom lip down here, and we'll get into all this faces and everything that you want to draw. So at the end of this, we'll draw a quick little boy, because I know when you're young, you love to draw kids, and then your parents, and then maybe your dog, and so forth. And we'll get into this. Each video, I'm going to take you deeper and deeper and deeper into drawing, and I guarantee you, when you finish a video, you'll be a lot better at drawing. So we've got that. So as I say, when you look at something, don't look at it with, oh, it's too hard because of all the detail in it. Just look at it for its basic shape. Same thing here. Basic shape. Same thing here. Basic shape. Same thing here. Basic shape. What shape is it? What letter of the alphabet is it? Or what number is it? And letters and alphabets are basically the same thing. So let's get into my main man here. Garfield. You got that angry camera? Come on. Stop being angry. Garfield. Okay, see the yellow? See the yellow angry camera? See the yellow? So this is Garfield. Get close up on Garfield. Here we go. We're going to draw Garfield. Now, people are like, you're looking at this now and your kids are like, oh, that's too hard. I can't never draw Garfield. No, you look at your basic shapes and I will show you. So for this one, let's get a good piece of paper, and mainly because I ran out of, paper room. Right, angry camera and squeaky chair. Oh, you focused. Okay, all right. So now let's do this Garfield. I'm going to use my pencil and we're going to ink this Garfield and make him look pretty. As soon as the angry camera wants to stop being angry on me. Now, let me go close up on this, a little more closer. No, we're good, we're good. I'll just draw this big. You take a look at Garfield. Take a look at Garfield. Now, you see that head, his head, minus his ears. If you cut his ears off and you cut his body off, you have an oval. Not an oval, you have you have that circle, which is more of a, I just lost it. So anyway, let's do this. We're going to do this. This is the shape. Are you drawing, Mr. Pencil? We have this shape right here for his head. Okay? So now I look at the body. I'm not looking at his hands. I'm looking at the entire body. That's another circle, but it comes more down like this. Almost like you're drawing a snowman. Like that. And everybody can draw a snowman because it's just 3 circles on top of one another. Are you with me, or do I need some extra light on this one? So the bottom, of course, we cut it off just like that. So this is what we have with Garfield. I'm not going to try to erase because I'm going to ink it, and what I don't ink, I will erase it. Now at this point, I will look and make sure everything looks good. I'll say, okay, so this could be more rounder. Right here, it's not a circle, it's more of an oval. Yeah, that's the word I was thinking about, oval and not cylinder. Now, what we have here, we can have his ears are 2 points rounded off. So let's just make it easy. Let's just have a point here. And this is just an upside down V, okay? V, did I just say V? Upside down V, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking I said Z. And then we just round it off. Remember, we take the basic shapes and we start to chisel them away and chop them off. And then let's just erase that because I don't want two triangles on his head, okay? So look at the eye. The eye is basically kind of like a circle too. So, but let's do the nose. The nose is in the center of his face. So this is the nose. This is the center right here. And the circle is just the circle. The nose is just a circle. So you have a line that comes up almost to the ear, basically to the ears, and you make a circle. Let's just make a whole circle. One big circle straight up, and then one big circle here, like that. Because the whole thing is actually a circle. Circle, one big circle, one big circle. Now you see these lines that come down here? That is just like this, straight across. It's just one line straight across, and 2 little beady black eyes right here, close to the nose. Let's just say right here, and right here. Now, under the mouth, we have these lines. Let's just say that, what shape is that? That's like almost like a smile. We all can draw smiles. So you just double that smile like that. Okay, angry camera. How long? So from the nose all the way to the eye, see like this shape here, this little shape here. Let's just say that's a circle right there. The closest shape that anything resembles, you do that. So this is a circle right here. And there's another one on the other side. And then you have that smile or that C. That could be the letter C or the letter U. If you take the letter U and you just do a short U like that, you say from here to here. And and another one from here to the nose. Same thing on the other side. And always turn your paper. When you draw, always turn your paper. I don't care what anybody say. It's easier to be able to pull your pencil, to make a line, than to push. Don't try to push your pencil. Always pull it. Like if you're drawing, doing your name, if I do my name, I'm always pulling it, mostly pulling it. Same thing, you pull your pencil. Don't push when you draw. So turn your paper so that you can pull your pencil. And that's another rule. I think it might be rule number 4, number 5. I lost count. So this bottom line actually goes up into the C, and then it makes that little smile, like that, this circle. Bottom line goes up into the circle, and it makes that smile like that. Now, we have a Garfield head. Look at that. So these hands, if you look at these hands, you always use kind of a measuring guide when you're trying to draw exact. It's not in the center. His nose is in the center and comes down. But these hands are over to the side, kind of right under that eye, like right about here. So let's do this for hands. His hand is right up under his neck. So let's just do this. Let's do an oval, a circle, and another circle. Like that. Because if you just take the shape of a hand, that's the closest shape that it resembles is a circle. So right down the middle where they touch, and then you're doing 1, 2, 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3 fingers. And then this goes back like this. And that's an oval, like that. And the same thing with this other one. That's like in a little oval going back. Like that. So right here on the side here, you just have this little lump. Well, let's do the feet first. The feet are just circles like this. It's a half circle like that, or you can draw a whole circle and then cut it off. Over here, you can do a whole circle and cut it off like that. So we have this little piece of lump right here. And then this is this fat right there too. So we're going like this. And then we cut that foot off. And let me erase that just so that we know that it's not round. Now, make it just a little bit wider. And then he has his little claws, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So just by using the shapes, just shapes of something. I didn't look at all the crazy detail and say, oh, that's going to be hard. When you say stuff that's going to be hard, then in your brain tells you, don't do that. That's going to be hard. So you programming yourself not to be able to do that. So I'll look at this, and this goes all the way up to his arm. So I will bring this up here to his arm, make him a little fatter. So as I say, you're programming your brain not to be able to draw because your brain says, you just said it's going to be hard. Don't try it. It's going to be hard. Don't do it. Don't do it. You always say it may be difficult, but I'll be able to do it. Just like riding a bike or swimming or playing a piano or doing some of the things that you learned and now can do easily. So one more thing. Let's see. He has his ears here. Let's round his ears off. And then you have that black line here, and then these little ear lines for your Garfield. So let's ink this real quick. Let's use this fat pen and let's ink this real quick. And the same thing with inking. Always pull your pen, don't push it. Try to turn your paper so you can pull it. So if I'm gonna go like this, I'm gonna turn my paper, go like this, I'm still pulling it, turn my paper, go like this, pulling it. And I brought color pens. I could have did this with a color pen, to ink it with a color pen to give it that Garfield color. But next time. So remember, see how I'm turning my paper? I'm turning it, I'm turning it, I'm turning it. And can you see a line under his chin? Not really, but a little bit. A little bit here, a little bit there. See how I'm spinning this paper? Turning it to do these lines here. Always turn your paper. And pull your pen. Pull your pen. Pull it. Don't push it. We have his eyes coming down. And then we have this. And I could have speeded it up, but I wanted you guys to see the steps that I took. Because if I speed it up, all you see is this. This is fast motion inking because I turn my paper so much. This one comes up, and then you have that. And there, I think that's it. That's it. Is that it? This is old Garfield. Oh, he's got his little stripes. I almost forgot about his little stripes. So you really can't see it, but there's one like right here. And there's one that comes up here. And there's one that actually comes under his arm. And then around his little foot here, around here. There's one here like this, like that. And then there's one here and here like that. And let's just, for the sake of it, let's just put one right here that you can see. And then, just to be nice, let's darken the black areas. If I can find my wonderful pens on the almighty junkie desks, the all-powerful junkie desk. And as I say, it's really junky. So let's just do this one. His eyes are black. His little ear. His ear lines. Let's get a fatter one. The first one was fat. So many different pens. Get a fatter one to save time. And the stripes. Stripes here too, before I forget. And since I put a second one there, let's put this one there too. And there you have your Garfield. By me not looking at all of the detail, I start drawing just the shapes of it and then start to chip away or cut out or carve like the roundness of the ears and the eyes and so forth. Then you will be better able to draw something. So I said I was going to teach you guys how to draw something. So let's draw a little boy. Let's just draw a little boy because you guys love drawing. So easy way to do it is you start out with the body. So let's make the body a rectangle. Okay, just like this. This is the body. This is a rectangle. The head is just a big circle right there. And then the arms and legs are going to be rectangles as well. So let's just do this. He's going to have his arm up. So what is that letter? That is the letter V. So we just do this and you follow that V just like that. And let's just say, do another V like this. And we're going to put his hand on his hip. So he needs legs. This is just the upper part of the body. So the legs are just rectangles as well. Now when you draw feet, your feet are going to be triangles, half of a triangle. So this is a triangle right here. Split it in half, pull them apart, and you have a foot. like that. Now these are just your basic quick shapes. So let's just do this oval for the hand. Let's do a little oval for the thumb, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4 little oval fingers right here, like that. So now let's give him a neck. So now you have just your little boy. Now the difference between drawing a boy and a man is the head. The head. When you're young, you have heads are bigger, and as you grow up, your heads get a little slimmer, smaller. So now let's do something like dresses this little guy. Now let's give him a little more shape to it. So what I want to do is I want to give him some shoulders. So just like the foot, we did this. We're going to do this here. From here and here, we're just going to give him a little triangle on his shoulders like that to give him a little more shoulder definition. And then we're going to bring this in, just a little triangle right here. And when you're drawing girls, you do that as well. You give them more definition. Take the little triangle from the side. You're just doing a triangle from the side, unless you're doing a big old thick chubby kid. Like that. Are you still with me, angry camera? So let's just bring this in a little bit and then bring it out. Give them some shape. Now, if he has a long t-shirt, then that can cover this. If not, bring this up to the point like that. But see, when you draw this, that's good enough. If you're drawing just this little shape here, this little rectangle, that's good enough. If you want to see the split, like he has a t-shirt above his pants, then you would have to see this here. And what shape is that? That is the, what letter is that? That is the letter A. That is the letter A. That is a triangle. Letter A. Everything is a shape. Everything is a shape. Now that we have this, that's the hard part. The hard part is done drawing the body. Now, let's put some clothes on the little guy. So, to do a t-shirt, you're just doing the letter U. You're just doing the letter U, just like that. It's a t-shirt. Let's put a thicker, what do you call that? The little sewn piece. So you're just doing that twice. Okay? Now, depends on if you want to have short sleeves or long sleeves. Let's just leave long sleeves on this side and short sleeves on this side. So you're just doing another curve U or a little smiley face. Now, when you have clothes on, if this is your arm, let's just say this is your arm, here's your hand here. This is your arm. If I do a t-shirt, I like to have the t-shirt, this is his shoulder, this is his chest, this is his head, so that you guys can see. If I do a t-shirt, I don't want the t-shirt to be so tight on his arm. I take the t-shirt off of his arm and then bring it like that, so that the t-shirt will actually be loose, a little looser on him. So my t-shirt is going to be off of him like this, and I'm going to ink this in a little while. So as I say, if you want to draw a t-shirt, and a lot of times we wear t-shirts that are down, way down past there, and sometimes we don't. Like if you want to have his t-shirt tucked in, and you can remove this at the same time so that you have like one solid piece like that. So if you want to do his belt, you find out where his waist is like that. And then you can put a belt on him, and the belt is just the line, 2 lines, which is just that rectangle, and this, which could be an H, just like that. And then you have this 2 lines, these 2 lines. These are your belt loops. This is if you want to put a belt on them. Now, if you want to have a t-shirt that comes down below the belt, the hips and the belt, then you will cover all that up. But this is just to show you how to do that. So I kind of like my t-shirts covering the belt, but if you have your t-shirts tucked in, it would be like this. Tuck it in and some wrinkle lines, and we'll get into doing clothes and wrinkles and so forth and so on as we go along. So as I say, I like my t-shirts to be kind of like down below the belt. So don't make it straight across, make it curve like that. And then this is going to be long sleeve. So the long sleeve is the same thing. I'll take it off of his wrist a little bit and down below the arm. Now you have that. So faces are optional. You can do however kind of face you want, and we'll get into that later on. You can do, there's so many different type of eyes. So because this face is so small, I'm just going to do a little nose, a little smile here, and just give him just the black eyes, just the little dots for the eyes, and give him some eyebrows to make him, a little bit more human. square his face off, give him some ears. And since he's going into Garfield, I won't give him any hair. Now let's ink this young Thundercat. So I want to use a thin pen here, and I want to do his neck straight down, curve. This is a thicker pen. And see, this is where you might want to do detail. I'll do detail after I get my basic shapes together. Are you still with me, angry camera? Let's see if I can find a thinner one. And then I'll come down here. Even that's too thick. It's the blue one. Come down here. And whenever you have clothes on, I can't show you because I have a short sleeve. You see all these wrinkles here? Whenever you have something closed and you bend it, it's going to get a wrinkle or a fold. So you're always going to have a fold in right there in the center of your arm. And it's going to be curved. Come down. And that's the difference between a good drawing and a not so good drawing. I'm not going to say bad. There are no bad drawings. Is that you round stuff off like we did the glass. We did the glass. When you round it off, it makes it better than flattening it like that. So we come up and then we're going to come down, and my t-shirt is going to be like this. Same thing here. There are going to be wrinkles under the arm. So you just did a little V and a curved V here. So same thing here. You're going to do a little V right there under the arm. So here's my shoulder. Here's my t-shirt. I'm going to make it a little thicker than his arm. Comes down. So his arm is going to be here and here. And then here and here. And then he's going to have his hand on his hips. Hip, not both hips. So this is the other hand, and we'll get into hands as we go. I just want to show you guys just how easy it is to draw. So here's his pants. Right here. Remember, instead of making it flat, round it off. Coming up here. Is it there? Round it off. There. And then this foot is like that half a triangle. We'll get into that. I'll round that off here. Straight down. Half a triangle. I'll round it off here and flat. Now, let's just do the face. And as I say, because it's so small, you don't want to try to do a lot of detail in something that's like really, really small. Let me give him a little hair. He'll go behind Garfield. He's got like a Garfield hat on, and just make that dark right there. And the bottom lip. Always get that little bottom lip. It gives you more of a realistic face. Now you have that. Now, if you want to put like some wrinkles in a shirt, you can just put a couple lines to show, you know, that the material is moving. And the same thing with the pants. Just put some wrinkles there. And if you want, down at the bottom. And then you have a quick little person. Now, I would say he's probably about 8 to 11 because of the size of his head. If you drew somebody like that, again, I'll do a quick one. I know this video is getting long. Body, square, arm, which is just straight lines. So if I did a head, bigger head, wider than the shoulders, that would make the character a little younger. So you have to think about the age. The smaller you are, look at babies. Look at babies. If you have like a baby sister or baby brother, look at the size of the baby's head compared to his shoulders. So that's how you make a character younger, by making the head bigger. So if I wanted to do that again, and I did this, and I wanted to make, say, a man, you see the difference between this head and that head? Make the head a little bigger. You don't have like a little peanut head. So that's how you would determine. So this is the same, these both the same size. It's the head and the shoulders, because when you become older, an adult, your shoulders grow wider, and your head really doesn't shrink. It's just that your body becomes bigger. And quick fact, you're born with the eyes. Your eyes never get any bigger. So when you're born with the same size eyes, so that's just something you didn't know. They probably won't tell you that in art school. Everything else grows bigger except your eyes. Your eyes never grow any bigger. So now you know the difference between drawing and more of an adult and a child. And as I say, the bigger the head, the smaller the shoulders, the younger the character. And you see how easy it is to draw a body. Rectangle. Now, if you want to draw the lower part, what I do is I draw a house. This is a house, right? There's so much I can show you guys. So much I'm going to show you guys. That's why my videos are long, because there's just so much that comes out. So this is your house. You know, everybody knows how to draw a house. We'll get into that later. But if you flip that house upside down, then you will have the hips of your person. Like, where's my pen? Is this my pen? Like this upside down house pencil. Like that. This, and here's your roof. Like that. Almost like a diaper. And then you can put your legs here. Like that. Or you can just bring this down longer and then do what I did with this one. Bring this down longer and then put your legs there, drawing that letter A. Like that. So it's very simple to draw when you can see and you have basically somebody that teaches you how to see through all of the mystery of drawing. So I'm going to end this video here, and I hope that you guys liked it. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up and pull the paper down so we can see it. Give me a thumbs up, which is a like, and then subscribe. Tell your friends. I know if you're an artist, you have artist friends. Tell them, hey, I found this great channel that can help you draw overnight. So not even overnight, per video. So that's going to be it. So here's the bell. That means class is over. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for coming and showing up. And yeah, leave me a like, leave me a like. Okay, so I'll see you guys later.